Hello, this is a Demon Souls walkthrough designed for people who are completely new to Souls games. Maybe you have picked up a PS5 recently and you've seen how pretty Demon Souls looks. You want to get into it, but you don't want to bang your head against a wall for hours upon hours trying to make any progress. This is designed for newbies. This is designed to be a stress or very low stress playthrough, as stress free as I can make it. Having said that, we're going to go with the Spellcaster because they are relatively OP compared to the other classes. And it's fun to cast spells and they look pretty. Since this is a walkthrough for beginners, I'm going to try and play in a way that a new player would play. I'm not going to go around parrying every attack. I'm not going to sprint through the maps. I will sneak past some situations when it's completely safe to do so and it's easy to replicate. This is going to be a methodical playthrough, so somewhat slow paced, kind of like a walk in the park type of deal. I'm going to save a lot of time by not traversing a lot of areas that we don't need to traverse. It's going to do a couple of things. First, it's going to save time. Two, it's going to leave some things open for you to explore and discover on your own. The only time I'm going to diverge from the critical path is to pick up items that specifically enhance our build, make us more powerful. By the end of the playthrough, you're going to have a pretty powerful mage. It's not going to be as powerful as it could be. There's going to be room for improvement. There's going to be plenty of locations, NPCs, items, and events to discover on your own time when we're through with this playthrough. Plenty of things you're not going to see or even know about. So I think that's one benefit to this walkthrough. It's not 100% complete guide of the game. This is a very specific walkthrough. I think that's the only way this stands out from other walkthroughs on YouTube, and even then it might not. A couple of other notes. I won't be covering any lore because I frankly don't know much about the lore. I'm not a lore guy. Another thing to bring up is you should go ahead and get comfortable with the controls on your own time. I would recommend spending some time in the tutorial reading the messages on the ground. It's going to help you out with that stuff. I am going to explain a lot of the basics, but not all of them. So there's that. The first two episodes are going to feel a little bit more bloated than the rest of the series because I am stopping to explain some basics that you need to know in order to progress throughout the game. And I'm saying all that to let you know exactly what this is. This is a very specific walkthrough designed for a specific set of people looking for everything that I just mentioned. And there's no shortage of people on the internet who are doing this better than I am, who have more comprehensive reviews, or not reviews, but walkthroughs, better production, all that stuff. This is my first recording. I'm just doing this for fun as an experiment and a learning experience, and hopefully this helps somebody. So without further ado, we will go ahead and get into it. Alright, let's get into this. New game. I'm staying offline for this playthrough. Body type B. Don't care about the name. I'm going to go with the Magician. We're going to be a spellcaster. And gonna run with the Providential Ring. Everything else is finite, so you use it once and it's gone. The ring's really the only good choice, I think. I'm gonna randomize on the appearance until I find something I can tolerate. We're done.
King Alant the Twelfth, by channeling the power of souls, brought unprecedented prosperity to his northern kingdom of Boletaria. That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land. Boletaria was cut off from the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned. But Valifax of the Royal Twin Fangs broke free from the fog and told the world of Boletaria's plight. That the old King Alant had roused the Old One, the great beast below the Nexus, from its eternal slumber, and that a colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls lose also their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns. Valifax also spoke of the enticing power of the demon souls. Each time a demon claims a human soul, the demon's own soul is invigorated by the life force, and the power of a mature demon soul is beyond human imagination. The legend spread quickly. Mighty warriors lured by the possibilities braved the fissure to breach the accursed land, but none have returned. Bjor of the Twin Fangs, Yurt the Silent Chief, Saint Urbane, Skirva the Wanderer, the sixth Saint Astraea with her Night Garl Vinland, and Sage Frake the Visionary. The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's borders. Humankind faces a slow and steady extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope. A lone warrior who has braved the baneful fog. Has the land found its savior? Or have the demons found a new slave?
Brave soul who fears not death. I shall guide you to the fissure. So that you may lull the Old One back to slumber.
All right. Notes on the ground kind of give you the basics. R1 standard attack. Lock on R3. Swing away. Any direction, hold circle to sprint. You can also backstep, roll, all that good stuff with circle. Guard is L1. Always keep your shield up when you're moving forward, especially in new areas. The bulk of fights in this game are trivial if you keep your shield up. Good thing about mage, we have a wand, so if I press right on the D-pad, I can switch to the wand. Hit R1 to cast the fireball spell, and you can see up there on that blue bar, right under the red bar, which is your health. The blue bar is going to be your magic points, your MP. That's what it costs, or that's what you use to cast the spells. The green bar is your stamina. As you can see, it just went down a little bit when I blocked that attack. Also, oops. You consume stamina to attack, to run, to roll, to block. When your shield is dropped, your stamina recovers faster than it does when you have your shield up, so that's good to note. What's this say? If you hold circle here, you can vault over. There's some areas in this game where you have to hold circle to vault over, and there's some areas where all you have to do is simply move towards the obstruction and your character will automatically climb over. It's a little confusing. You can't die in this tutorial. You can take as many hits as you want. Your health can go down to basically 0. Can demonstrate that now. Once you get to the end boss for this area, you can die. But until then, you should be good. And you can kind of use this area to practice here. As long as you keep your shield up. See some of their attacks bounce off your shield, your shield, sorry. That's a good opportunity to attack. You can find openings for a backstab. If you get behind them, press R1. If they lunge at you like that, a good little strategy would be to roll forward. I'll demonstrate that here in a second. Grab these healing items over here. He's gonna jump, I'm gonna roll forward, get a backstab. That works almost every time, so. Touch this archstone, and we're gonna move to the next area. Bounces off. Just keep your shield up. That's the #1 rule. Keep your shield up. Always practice patience. Walk, don't run is usually a good rule of thumb. And don't panic. Just gonna keep my spacing between me and this guy. When he attacks, pop him with magic. This guy likes to block. See you do a little chip damage here. Even though his shield's up. Shields in this game have different resistances, so some are better at blocking magic versus fire, or vice versa, or physical damage. Some have more stability than others, so the more stability a shield has, the less stamina it takes to block an attack. Bounce off here. Keep your shield up. Move forward. We're out of mana for right now. I'm going to use my sword. Back up, get some stamina back. Let him swing again. Pick this up. And over here we'll find some more healing items. Alright, we're at the boss. Now we can die. If you beat the boss, you get a cool little sequence that you'd only experience by doing so. And you also get some extra currency and a helmet that we won't be using for this build, but it's the only way to get it that I know of. And you get some upgrade materials that you could use. None of that is necessary, so if you die, I wouldn't advise starting over. You're meant to die here, but I'm going to attempt to show you how to beat this guy. And I'm going to go with melee on this. I think it's a bit safer. What you need to do is get behind him. So I run, he's going to swing. Alright, that's the dangerous part, really. You stay behind him. Don't waste your stamina. Don't get greedy. I mean, like, don't swing at him 5 or 6 times and exhaust your stamina. Sometimes you have to get in front of him to make him swing again, but if you keep strafing, he'll miss you. And sometimes he'll back up to a wall, and you'll want to, like, maybe run in front of him really far away, and you'll have to run back in, and that's probably the most dangerous part, is re-engaging. But on his butt slams, you just want to stay far enough away that the splash damage doesn't hit you. And if you're unsure about whether or not you're going to get a hit, roll, just to be safe. And really, I should have my shield up the whole time. I should be careful. If you press triangle, you can two-hand do a little bit more damage per swing. You can still block, but you're not going to block the same amount of damage you would if you had a shield out. Alright, so he's up on a wall now. Had to roll to be safe. And I'm gonna let him move out from this wall a little. One more, and then I'm gonna... Oh, he got me. I didn't know he was gonna come for that. Alright, that was close. Instead of swinging here, I'm going to wait for openings to heal, basically. Alright, one more and then we're back in the game. Oh shit, he just hit me with his hand. That's what it looked like, anyways. I didn't know that would do damage. Or could do damage. R2 to poke. Shit. Saw that coming. Had to roll. This isn't as clean as I would like, but sometimes shit happens. He's really going for that attack. That's a way more dangerous attack than the other one. I'd rather him do that. Come on, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm gonna run. Oh, got him. Shield up. That hand. That's never happened to me before. It's so crazy. The things you do in this game, 1,000 times, something different. There's always a surprise. Keeping my shield up, looking for an opening. Gonna run now. The reason I think melee's safer, which I haven't really demonstrated very well, is you run out of MP and you have to chug more. You have to chug a consumable in order to gain more, and that just leaves you open to attack. It's not that much riskier, but I do feel for a new player it's slightly more dangerous. Sometimes when I swing, I seem to be bouncing off like I'm hitting something other than his flesh. So the key is to stay behind him. In the beginning, you kind of want to run up to him, run to your left, his right. And if you find yourself in front of him, locking on works really well. You lock onto him and strafe to your left, his right, and you'll usually miss, or he'll usually miss his attack, unless he swings his weapon from the other side of his body. Then you might need to roll right in order to avoid that. That's the iron helm that I believe you can only get from beating the boss. It's the OG fluted knight helm design from the original Demon Souls. Kind of look like an armored Donald Duck. Maybe Daffy Duck? I don't know. Brass is your healing item in this game. There's multiple types and they just have different potencies. Right now I just want to use Crescent Moon since these are more valuable. I'll wait till I have a bigger health pool. This equipment section up here, you'll be using this a lot, so if you hover over any of these squares and press square, you can remove what you have equipped. So in my right hand, I want my sword and my wand back. So I'll go ahead and equip those. My left hand, I want my shield. I want my armor back. I'm just basically showing what you can do here. And then here you have 5 quick slot positions that you can equip whatever you want. So it's usually good to have a healing item. Since you're a mage, you're gonna go with some spice, which restores your MP, and you can press down on the D-pad to cycle between what you have. Usually a good idea not to equip all 5 slots with something. It just takes too long to cycle between things. If you're panicking, which you shouldn't do, but if you are, you might start going in circles because you keep missing what you need. Oh, and if you press down on the touchpad, you get this tool belt, and I put things that I normally, or that I don't use often, but use on occasion. You can equip those up here, so you can keep those free from your quick slot items. You cycle between spells with up on the D-pad. Cycle between left hand and right hand weapons with left on the D-pad, right on the D-pad, respectively. It's basically Demon Souls. So that's your reward for beating the tutorial boss. Pretty cool.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not quit the Nexus, but the 5 archstones will guide thee to the outer lands.
All right, that's basically going to do it for this episode. I will see you on the next.